We were concerned about the quality of life of residents in nursing homes and their high levels of depression and high levels of social isolation and loneliness of people in nursing homes, and we wanted to address these problems. We found that the level of agitation in the humour therapy group decreased significantly over the 12 weeks of the study and stayed low at 26 weeks compared to controls. This is about a 20% on average decrease.
Do you think I should have it in plaits? Actually, you'd look nicer with that.
The humour therapy consisted of a clown doctor specifically trained to work with elders in nursing homes, visiting the home for 2 hours each week for 12 weeks. As well as that, we trained one volunteer from each of the homes to be the laughter boss. The laughter boss was someone who carried through the humour into everyday practice and encouraged the other staff at the home to do so.
I think humour provokes the playful self, and that is that you're using humour to provoke them into a response and to play back and to make a contribution. It's that lovely quote by Dr. Stuart Brown. It's the stick that stirs the drink, so to speak, humour and play. And so you're stirring them up to give a response coming from the heart. Once they know you're genuinely there for them, you're not putting them down, you're just teasing them ever so slightly.
Somewhere else.
All right, now, Norma, you say, "Oh, help me, help me, help me. I can't pay the rent. Who will save me?"
I'll have to get an agent now.
A high proportion of residents in nursing homes have dementia, and agitation is one of the symptoms of dementia. And we think it's partly because they can't express themselves very well, so you don't know what their needs are, if they're hungry or thirsty or in pain.
Some of the people could not be understood on an intellectual level, like they were speaking gibberish, but it's amazing in that gibberish that emotionally they were really telling you how they were feeling. I would respond in a way, speaking the same language back to them. It's an old-fashioned approach that commedia dell'arte companies would use when they were travelling through foreign countries. So they didn't have to really speak dialogue. They were going, and so all these sounds and words and gesture I could use to communicate back and forth with them, and we would go places that were just phenomenal.
Behind the dementia there's a real person. There's a person with a past, with loves, with likes, with taste, with passions for different things. And dementia doesn't just wipe out the person completely, memory. It's like the erosion of different parts of the brain. But there are islands, even whole continents of brain, which are still there. And the skill is trying to tap into those.
Right, so I've got this flock of sheep in my back garden.
Deep respect and a great knowledge of who they are. You know, they could be, you know, worked as a wool classer, so you get that background, whether they married, how many children they had, where they grew up, all of that, the family story. Like, I remember your daughter saying that you ended up putting a frog in her sleeping bag when you went on holiday down at Rosebud. Who told you that? You know, that kind of stuff.
When we looked at the people, they were often sitting mute, apathetic, but when we engaged them in their activities, they came to life. They started smiling, they started interacting, they took part in theatrical performances, they played this mock game of tennis, an English teacher listened to poetry being read and you could see this beatific smile spread across her face.
What would you do now you're in charge of the world?
I'll knock you out.
Oh, thanks, that's me gone.
Well, I'd like humour therapy to become a mainstream psychosocial intervention in nursing homes, the way that we would use massage or music therapy or aromatherapy now. Yeah, so I'd like it to become part of the arsenal in how we tackle challenging behaviours in residential aged care.
If they're enjoying themselves more, their transition into the next world is going to be more relaxed, more calm, and more centred. They'll be carrying less angst, less baggage, I think. So I see it in the sense as a bit of a peripheral midwifery role. And I think as you need help to get into this world, you need a lot of help to get out gently and with love and compassion and empathy.